Welcome to the Unfuck Your Fitness podcast. I am your host, Christy Castillo, and I'm here to give you real talk and cut the BS so you can actually enjoy building a body you love. I'm a personal trainer obsessed with giving you simple action steps to take you from feeling stuck to feeling sexy. Let's go. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to today's episode. I'm really excited about this one. It's going to come straight from my heart. And I was actually struggling, to be transparent. I was struggling with what topic to talk about on this week's podcast episode. I feel like I'm just kind of coasting right now, I guess, as far as like my fitness journey. And so I know a lot of my clients are too. And so I think it was just kind of hard for me to know, like, what are you guys struggling with? What do you want to hear? Are my ideas good enough? Like, would they like what I'm thinking about, talking about? And instead of continuing in that cycle of questioning myself, I decided to just get on my Instagram stories and ask my friends what you guys would want to hear. What are you struggling with? What topic suggestions do you have? Like, what's going on? Tell me. So you guys really came through and I really, really appreciate it. A lot of the things that I was toying around with talking about, you guys suggested as well. So that's really good for me to know that I'm on the right track and I still know what you're thinking. It's a good reminder for me to trust myself. Like, I do know what my ladies are struggling with. Like, I got you guys. So just a good reminder, but I really do appreciate you guys interacting with my stories and filling out things when I ask questions, because I genuinely want to help you. If you ask me a question about something that I don't feel confident in talking about, I will not speak about it. And I may or may not put that on my stories. I've been getting a lot of questions about perimenopause. Like, can I talk about perimenopause? Can I give some tips and tricks and, all the things? And to be honest with you, I think I'm entering perimenopause. I need to make a doctor appointment. I need to go to the doctor. I need to whatever. But I don't feel confident enough to get on here and talk to you. I mean, I can tell you about my own journey, what I'm struggling with. So let me know if you want me to do that. Like, I can get on here and say, this is how I'm feeling. And these are differences that I'm noticing in my body. And here's what I'm doing about it physically and mentally. I'm more than happy to do that. And honestly, that's not a bad idea now that I'm thinking about it. But I don't feel confident telling you, like, I don't know enough about perimenopause. I'm just going into it. I haven't beat it yet. I haven't overcome it yet. Right. So I'm struggling with it. If you want to hear my struggles, I got you. I can do that. And I can help you through exactly with the parts that I'm going through and that my clients have gone through. But I am not an expert in that. Not that I'm an expert in any of this shit. Let's be real. But I can't, if you give me a topic, if you're like, tell me more about this, and I don't feel comfortable, I will not get on here and just bullshit you. I will just not talk about that topic. So if I'm not talking about a topic that you asked about, it could be because I just kind of forgot, or it could be because I just don't feel like I'm not confident enough to speak about that topic. There are a lot of other people out in the world that talk about topics. So please go find one that feels like they are an expert. Hopefully they are and they give you good advice, but that may or may not be me. I also want to thank you so much for letting me know. In the last couple episodes, I've said like things about my life, and do you like hearing about my life and my struggles and my little tidbits that I drop in here about what's going on? And I got a resounding yes. That makes you normal. That makes you human. We think of you as our friend. Like, we want to hear about your life. So I thank you so much for that, and just kind of for being here for me and having my back. And whenever I do say something about struggling or, whatever, my son going to school yesterday was his first day of his sophomore year. He drove himself to school. It was really strange. And I just posted something like, he drove himself. My mama heart was sad or something. And I got all these DMs like, oh, I've been there. You got this, hang in there. It was so sweet. So I really do appreciate you all. I don't really have anything that's been going on lately. We had a pretty chill weekend, I think. This is where I'm at with life. Like, I don't even know what's going on. My daughter, I think I said she started her classes. I briefly talked about that she was going to be going away for college on here and moving away. And she is no longer doing that. Long story short. It's a long story. So to keep it short, she's going to a local community college now, staying home. So that was a change of mindset and just, we had to re-enroll for school and classes and financial aid and oh my God, all the things. It was such a pain in the ass. And then unenroll from the other school. It was a dorming issue is what we had with the other school. And it'll just be better this way. So it's fine. But that happened. And then my son started his sophomore year of high school yesterday. So it's been a whirlwind and I have been struggling mentally with a lot of the changes that have gone on in my life. Again, I can get on here and talk about that, but right now, that's kind of just what's been going on. So I kind of spent the weekend just, I don't know. I felt like I needed to be getting him ready for school, but a sophomore in high school, like he doesn't really need a whole lot, right? Like they need some pencils and some binders and some folders and some food. And that was kind of it. So we don't have a fall sport right now, which is nice. My son does not play football anymore. He ran cross country last year, but he's not doing that. So it's kind of nice. I feel like I'm in this lull and I don't know what to do with that. That's part of my mental struggle, to be honest, but we're kind of muddling through. So otherwise, life's just kind of happening and I feel like I'm just kind of hanging on for the ride right now. So that's about it. But I want to dive right into the episode. I'm really excited. So I am going to be talking about the topic of giving up and the struggles that come along with this journey and how different times of year we struggle with giving up. And this particular suggestion came from my friend and client, Amanda, and a lot of my one-on-one clients have been struggling with this as well. Just whether it be not seeing results maybe as quickly as they thought, or maybe not seeing the results that they thought they were going to see when signing up with me or with any program, or maybe they're just exhausted from this cycle, of being stuck and feeling like they're not making fast enough progress, maybe having too high of expectations. Maybe it could be a lot of different things, right? Maybe life is hard around you and you're just tired and you need a break. Maybe you need to mix it up. So there are a lot of times that we feel like giving up, honestly, in an array of areas of our life, don't I know? But in the topic, of course, of giving up in your fitness journey, I really want to talk about that because obviously that's what I'm here to do is unfuck your fitness. But when it comes to not giving up in your fitness journey, I have got to say, I'm a fucking boss at it. So if there's something I feel confident in, it is not giving up in your fitness journey. To recap, I have been, my son just turned 16 and I started working out with P90X when he was 6 months old. So I've been doing this for 15 and a half years. Insane. I'm 43 for reference. I actually had to do on the calculator a couple weeks ago to see how old I was, but I am in fact 43. That's where I'm at in life. Again, struggle is real. But yeah, 15 and a half years. My son was 6 months old and my daughter was just about to turn 3. Actually, we started around Christmas with P90X. We were gifted it for Christmas and my daughter would have turned 3 that next February. So that's where my kids were at when I started this journey. Okay. They are currently 18 and a half and 16. So it's been a long time that I have been doing this journey and never one time have I given up. I have pivoted a lot of times, a million times. I don't know, an unreasonable amount of times. I have pivoted my journey. And part of that was because I started out doing P90X, which means I was doing Beachbody, which means I was doing the portion control containers and the 21-day fix app and the cookbooks and the meal prepping and the meal planning and the obsessive things for me that came along with that. So we did P90X, we did P90X2, we did Insanity, we did Body Beast program, which I ended up freaking loving. Lift 4 was one of the last programs I did. That one wasn't too bad. When I was coach, so when I first started our journey, I wasn't a coach. And then I was just a little recap for you, Beachbody coach. And I did a lot of programs within that. Oh my God, Country Heat, embarrassed to even say that. 80-day obsession. I don't know. Anyways, I did a lot of those programs along the way. I've done some bodybuilding.com programs, a lot of different things I've tried. And all of that to say, I've tried a million different programs, and like that sucks for me that like I had to try so many things. Okay. But I didn't give up. Like not one time did I say, I'm not going to do, I mean, yeah, I was like, I'm not going to do country heat. Let's be real. I don't like country music, and I'm not going to freaking line dance as a workout. That's not what we're doing. But there are a lot of things that I was like, I'm not doing this program, and I'm not losing weight this way, and I'm not doing this. Like there were a lot of things that didn't align and I didn't see results with, but I never once thought I can't do this or this isn't for me. Even when fast forward through all of that after Beachbody, I quit Beachbody coaching and learned a lot about macros. And even when I started with macros, it was hard. I had to learn how to track macros. I had to learn what the heck a macro was. I had to learn, do I need to eat clean, or is it if anything fits your macros, right? I had to learn what that looked like for me. And if you take one thing away from this episode, I want it to be the way that you stop giving up is by pausing and taking a little bit of time to figure out what you need. And this could be so many different things. I was actually talking to a client earlier today, a one-on-one client. We were actually finishing up our coaching time together, and we were talking about what that means, what her macros are set at now, what this looks like going forward. Should she reverse diet, going into fall and winter and all these things. And one of the things that she talked about was consistency, and how she's way more consistent now than she was coming into working with me. But she mentioned, like, I can't believe I'm, 3 months into this and I'm still not consistent. I'm still working on being consistent. And I'm always very transparent in the sense that I'm still also working on being consistent sometimes. I'm in a stage of my life right now where I'm pivoting again. We are coming off of summer. I'm going into this fall season. Fall season for me has looked a certain way for the last 4 years. My daughter has been in volleyball. My son has sometimes done football, sometimes done cross, right? We've always had a fall sport, and I've always had 2 kids in high school or in school, right? And now my life doesn't look like that anymore. So I'm in this season of transition, and it's really fucking hard. I am kind of letting myself sleep in because I don't have to get up super early in the morning, because I don't have to do my workout super early in the morning. I can do it in the evening because we don't have a sport. But then it gets to the evening and I don't want to, or I'm hungry, or it's the wrong time of day, or the kids want to go do something. Like, life is happening and I'm just trying to hold on for dear life, like I already mentioned. But this would be a time where a lot of people would say, like, I give up. This isn't working in my schedule. I can't do this. I don't know how to hit my protein. I'm not doing well with my workouts. It's too hot out, or maybe you are in a season where you have 2 kids in high school sports. That was me last year. And it was maddening, the amount of events that we had to go to, and practices and forms and dates and pictures and all the things. It's so crazy. Okay. So maybe you are in a busy season. I'm in the opposite. I'm in a slow season, not really in loving it for me. I just don't know what to do with it. Maybe you're transitioning into a busier time, and that's something for you that's like, I'm not really used to this. I don't know. I feel like giving up because I can't fit it in. This isn't looking like I thought it would, right? I thought I would sign up for a program, or I thought I would have these habits, or I thought I would see weight loss. I thought I would see muscle build. I thought I would reverse diet. I thought I would cut. I thought I would fill in the blank in X amount of time. And you're not seeing the results fast enough, or as fast as you thought you would. And so you think it's not working for me, or you think I'm not good at this, or you think I'm not meant to lose weight, or you think this is just how it is for me, or you think fill in the blank, right? And so you might as well quit. So you might as well give up. Like, I'm tired. I don't want to do this anymore. Instead, I encourage you to pivot and lean into, how is this going to work for me? Like, what exactly is your goal again? Okay, let's figure this out, and let's come from a place of, I'm worth it. There's another client that I'm working on things with. So the one client I have, we're working on consistency, and I'm like, you are so much more consistent than you were. And that's a huge win. And your body will continue to respond and thank you. And you will continue to see changes as long as you're consistent, because you're a shit ton more consistent now than you were 3 months ago. And in 3 months from now, you could even be more consistent, right? We're not going to stop. We're not going to quit. We're not going to say, oh, I'm still not consistent, I give up. No, like go back and think about what you've accomplished and what you've learned and what your strong suits are and what are the good things that have happened, right? Focus on that. And so then I have this other client will say, well, we're working on confidence. We're working on making choices that make her very confident. What do you want for yourself out of life, out of this fitness journey? What do you want to look like? What do you want to feel like? What do you want to do? Do you want to go out to eat? Do you want to go out and have drinks? Do you want to say no? Do you want what do you want? What do you want to look like? What do you want to feel like? Because you're worth it. Like you matter. You are worth it. You get to have the body that you want. You get to have the life that you want. You get to say no when you want. You get to say yes to things that you do want. Okay, this is about you. This journey is about you. And I want you to feel like you're worth it. I want you to know that you're worthy of it. I want you to know that the struggle is like, it is what it is. We're all going to struggle and you are worth not giving up on. Like you're worth putting in this effort for. I can't stress that enough. And I think I've always had this inner feeling of like, no, if anyone's going to do this for me, it's me. The only person that can make me healthy for my children, that was my drive for a long time, was me. Like the only person that is going to be their mom is me. And I want to be the best person for them. That means that I want to look like this. That means I want to feel like this. Because if I look good and feel good, I'm happy, I'm confident, and I can show up for them. Okay. So that's one way to look at it. And I think that's really not talked about a lot, where I think on one side, let's dive into that for a second. On a lot of times we hear, I want to be healthy for my kids. I want to show up for my kids. I want to be able to get down on the floor and play with my kids and get back up. When I get on the floor, some people physically have a hard time doing that. I want to be able to go for a walk with my kids. I want to play basketball with them. I want to keep up with them. And that is an amazing thing. I've never really had that problem. So for me, and that's amazing. Like if that's your goal and that's your why, go for it. Like that's freaking amazing. Whatever your reason is, it's good enough. You're worth it. Go for it. For me, I found out that I felt the best when I got in the gym every day. Not the gym, actual gym, like my home gym. I felt the best when I got a workout in every single day. I felt good. I felt strong. I felt like I spent time on myself. I felt good. That to me translated into me being more present for my children. When I looked in the mirror and thought, God damn, I look good. I put in the work. I freaking look good. That translated into me being a more confident mom for them. Now I can teach them how to be confident and be like, you don't have to take that shit from that person. You're worth more than that. Stand up for yourself. There are different reasons why I wanted to look good, to feel good, to be confident, to stand up for myself. And I've hit a lot of bumps along the way, and I'm not perfect at this and I'm still learning. And there are certain situations where I struggle to stand up or struggle to see my worth. And I'm working through that. We're always a work in progress. But I'm here to tell you that no matter what helps you be more confident, whatever that is, do it, because you need to be a confident human being to be able to be the best version of you for everyone else around you. And mamas, ladies, I know that we care so much about the people around us, and sometimes to a fault, and sometimes it sucks, but we have to put ourselves first and be that person, not for somebody else. You don't need to look like somebody else. You don't need to work out to be a better wife. You need to work out to look good, feel good, be confident enough to be a good wife and a good mom, right? So for me, that's what resonated. For me, I was like, I don't really, I'm a good mom. Sounds shitty, but I was like, I always felt like, yeah, I want to be a good mom, of course, but that's not going to get me out of bed in the morning to get my workout done. I want to be a good mom for my kids and I want to keep up with them. So I'm going to get up to work out at 5 a.m. Absolutely not. But if I want to be confident in who I am, keeping promises to myself, showing up for myself, it all had to be for me. I couldn't do it for my husband. I couldn't do it for my kids. I couldn't do it for anyone else, right? I don't do things, I guess, for anyone else, really, especially now. But I wanted to look good, feel good on the inside and the outside. But I wanted to feel good on the inside so that translated outward. So find whatever it is for you. that you want to do, and then you'll be able to keep going from there because it's so simple. Okay. For me, I want to look good. I want to feel good. I want to be healthy. For me, that looks like hitting macros most days, hitting my 12K steps right now, most days, hitting my workouts 4 days a week minimum, drinking my water, getting my supplements in. Like that's what it looks like for me. And I will not give up on that because it's so simple. Another reason a lot of people give up is because it's overcomplicated. So take some time to question whether or not you're making it too complicated. Are you trying to get in 5 workouts a week when maybe you only have time for 4 and you're feeling like you're kind of stuck? Are you feeling like you're not seeing progress? So maybe you need to go back and start tracking your macros again and hitting your protein and staying within your calories at or under your calorie range. Because if you're thinking, I also had another client today that was like, I thought that I was doing all these things right. Like I thought I was doing okay. I wasn't seeing progress. I thought I was getting enough workouts in. I thought I was eating right. But when I started working with you, Christy, I started tracking my macros and realized I wasn't doing great at all. And I was not really doing the right workouts. And I was not focused on my water or my steps. I thought I was doing okay, but in reality, I wasn't doing the things that I needed to do to get the results that I wanted. So if you're feeling like giving up, you may be working too hard. You may need to go back to the basics. You may need to stop and reconsider, what am I doing? What am I doing? Like, what the fuck am I doing every day, right? Are these things necessary? Am I like half-assing it? Do I need to put in a little bit more effort in the right things? For me, that would look like if I'm half-assing it, that looks like I think I'm hitting my protein. I'm eating pretty well. I'm doing all right with my staple foods. Like, no, track your food, Christy. Are you actually getting enough protein or do you just think you are? Are you actually eating under your calories or are you actually eating too many Oreos? Like, what are you actually doing? Don't say, I think I'm showing up and doing the right things and doing enough. If you don't freaking know, because then, yeah, you are going to feel like giving up because you're spinning your wheels. So stop, take a look at your life around you. What are you able to fit in out of those things? Workouts, walking, water, and macros. What 3 of those things can you do every single day? You don't have to do all 4. What 3 of those things can you do every single day? Pick your workout days. Pick your days you're going to get 10 to 12K steps. Hit your water every day. Hit your protein every day. That's it. That shit is not optional, okay? That we have to revisit and just say, why do I feel like giving up? Am I working too hard on the things that don't matter? Or maybe I need to go back and reconsider my goals altogether. Maybe I'm hustling and struggling and doing the wrong things because I don't have an exact plan for myself. This goes into another conversation I was having with a one-on-one client where right now her goal is fat loss. And that is fine because we are still at the tail end of summer. It's blessed 100 and freaking degrees outside right now. This whole week is so freaking hot here. So no, I don't want to be eating more. I don't want to be feeling fluffy. Like I'm not ready to bulk and build yet. So we were talking and I'm like, for the next 6 weeks at least, you could probably hit 3 to 4 workouts a week and just walk. And honestly, I've said that to quite a few clients lately and even myself, as a matter of fact. I feel so good when I'm hitting my 12K steps. I feel so good when I'm drinking my water and getting my supplements in and hitting my protein. I'm not trying to build muscle right now. So if I miss a workout or if my workout kind of sucks and I don't have any energy because it's 100 degrees outside, that's fine. Like, what is my goal right now? Ask yourself that. For me, it's not really muscle building. Yeah, I want to maintain what I have. And yeah, I want to hit the gym and keep it habitual. But I'm not trying to look like She-Hulk out here at the moment. Yes, I do want to build. And when my goals change to, okay, it's build season, I'll revisit and say, what 3 to 4 things do I need to do every day now? I'm not going to hit as many steps. This is going to change things. And how does that look for me right now? Because eventually we do feel like giving up and we do feel like, God, this shit sucks and I'm so tired of it. But in reality, this is how we're meant to live. I was actually thinking this morning about, it was my son going to school at 7:30. We start school, the doors open at 7:30. I think the warning bell goes off at 7:40 and class starts at 7:45 a.m. What in the world? Can we talk about that? That's freaking so early, but whatever. And then they get out at 2:52. And then yesterday he had weightlifting and then he had like an open gym. This is for basketball season. That's obviously next season. But I was just like, man, we run ourselves into the ground. And it's the same thing for working, right? We get up, we hustle to work for someone else because we have to pay the bills. So we work this long ass job and then we get out of work and then we have to run our errands and we have our doctor's appointments. We have our kids' appointments. We have our kids' homework. We have our kids' sports. We have all these things. And it's like, we're in this rat race of shit. And for what? Like sometimes I just look around and look at everybody. Do you ever do that? Just me. I look at people just the cars packed on the highway and packed on the streets and people in suits and people in whatever. And we're just on our phones and we're just running around from place to place to place, like just so habitually busy running errands and doing so many things that it's exhausting. And I'm like, we don't even have time to track our macros and go for a walk and move our bodies like the way that we're supposed to live, be out in nature, experience the ground, like the earth and grounding in the sky and the sun and the breeze. Like it's just, it blows my mind sometimes how programmed we are. And I know that it quote unquote has to be that way. Like I get it. I'm stuck in it too half the time, but way more than half the time. But do you know what I'm saying? It's like, I feel like at the end of the day, what I want to say for myself is at the end of the day, right now I'm trying to slow down. But at the end of the day, I want to know that I ate well and I hit my macros because that's important to me. I want to know I drank water. I want to know I got my supplements. I want to know that I moved my body, whether that be a little jog at the track, I walk at the track. I love going to the track. Or whether that be my workout. I want to know that I took care of my skin. I do a morning face routine and a night face routine. Thanks to my friend Julie for that. I need to share about that on my stories, actually. I love to gua sha. I love to stretch. Like, I want to take care of myself. I want to like pick up my house a little bit. I want to take care of my space. Like at the end of the day, that chill, relaxing stuff is kind of what it's all about. And like this other stuff, sometimes I know it matters, you guys. I know that it matters. But sometimes I just want to slow down and like focus on my body and focus on my health and focus on myself. Focus on myself. Is that too bad? So maybe just take a moment, maybe take a whole week. If you feel like giving up and you feel confused and you feel lost, take a whole week. Girlfriend, you did not get to where you're at overnight, okay? If you're on a weight loss journey, you didn't lose a shit ton of weight this week. Let's be real. And I know that kind of sucks. If you're on a weight loss journey, you're like, yeah, I know I didn't. Christine, I really wanted to. You didn't lose a lot of weight this week. And if you take a week off, you won't gain a lot of weight either. You'll probably literally be even. And you might even actually lose because you won't be so stressed. Take a week for yourself and just chill out and figure out what you want and slow down, right? Read a book, watch a show, listen to some podcasts, like chill out, okay? Everything is going to be fine. Maybe we just need to slow down a little bit as well. So I hope this helped. Again, this is all just from my heart. It's all just what I would say to a client or a couple different clients, you know, coming from different angles when we have these conversations of like, Christy, I don't know if this is working. Like I haven't seen weight loss in 3 weeks. Oh my God. But we do your inches and they're smaller and you've gained muscle and you've actually lost fat, but you gained muscle and lost fat at the same time. So you're smaller, but the weight's the same. So that's a huge win. And you hit your macros and you're feeling better and all these wins, right? But you focus on one negative thing and it makes you just want to give up. So it's just changing the way that we look at things and changing the way that we look at this entire journey. I want you to look at this journey as something you never have. I would literally never think about giving up. And I'm not saying that to brag or be like, I want you to be like me, but also I do want you to just not give up on yourself or on this. I don't want you to do that. I want you to just think like, okay, this currently is not working for me. I'm not feeling good about this. I can't get all these things done in this fitness journey. Christy, what am I doing wrong? Nothing. If anything, you're probably trying too hard. So scale back. I don't want you to ever feel like I have to give up. I want you to feel like I need to pivot. I need to pivot. So instead of saying, oh, I want to give up. Like, I just want to throw my hands in the air and be done with this. Instead of that, think, I need to pivot. I need to take a week. I need to regroup and I need to pivot because I think that's really, really important. When I hear one of my clients say, I need to pivot, I need to have a call with you, I need to pivot, I get so freaking proud because yes, let's just pivot and let's not give up. But if you need to take some time off, totally cool. I think taking time off is great. I think it's underrated. I think it's perfect. And in my Beachbody days and in my obsessive fitness days, I could not have fathomed taking a week off. But now I almost look forward to it when I go on vacation and can't work out. Oh, bummer. I think that's great. So I hope this episode was so helpful. And again, I really do appreciate you writing in and giving me your suggestions. So takeaways, you are worth it. You deserve it. Don't give up on yourself. Just pivot and keep going. I've got your back. I'm giving you permission. And it would mean the world to me. We haven't talked about this in a little while, but it would mean the world to me if you could rate and leave me a review. If you're on Apple Podcasts listening, if you could rate and review the show and share it on your feeds, your social media, or share it on your stories, or leave me a message that I can share. It means the absolute world to me that you do that. I love talking to you. I love that you share this. I love that we're all friends. But if you could do me a favor, it would be to leave me a rating and review and just share this podcast, because I think it's really helpful and I feel positive about the fact that I'm sharing really good things with you guys. So if you could share it with literally everyone you know, that would make my day. Thank you so much. I can't wait to talk to you next week.
Thanks for listening to today's show. Go ahead and leave a rating and a review. And of course, follow the podcast so you don't miss out on any future episodes. And I would love it so much if you came to connect with me over on Instagram at Christy Castillo Fit. I will see you next time.